Welcome back to our learning space. My name is Miss Lara. Can you tell me your name? Ooh, I'm so excited that you're here today. Today is day 3 of the 5 days that we're going to be together this week. We have so much to do. We're going to continue our study of food and culture for this week and next week. But should we start our day off with a song before I tell you what our plan is? Okay, Miss Maria is back. Are you ready, Miss Maria? Here we go. Good morning, good morning. It's a sunshine kind of day. Come join Miss Lara for some learning and some play. Will we sing a song? Of course we will. Make our brains strong, like super strong. So come along. Yes, come on, friends, for some learning and some play. All right, Miss Maria, I'll see you later when I open the mail. So we have so much to do. So you'll remember we read the books Jalapeno Bagels, and we read a book about saffron and a little girl who wore a shawl. Well, we're gonna travel to different places across the world today. Today is a really good one. We're going to read our letter that's going to give us clues. We have some more clues. Read our book. After that, do a project so that you can practice your reading skills and finish off at our table where I'm going to introduce you to some art. And we're actually not going to finish it today. It's going to take us the rest of the week, or 1, 2, 3 days to finish the art project. But it's going to be beautiful at the end. So are you ready to get started? All right, let's see if we hear Miss Maria's doorbell. It's coming. Ah, there it is. All right, let's see what our letter says about our book today. Our letter starts off on the left because you'll remember that's where we start to read. Now, if you have a book near you, I want you to open it up and follow along as I point to where the left is and the right as we sing our song. Ready? This is the left. This is the right. When we read, we start at the left and slide to the right. Do you see that? You can use your pointer finger and follow along with me too on the screen. It says, Dear Miss Lara, have you ever been to Cuba? I haven't. I've heard it's beautiful though. Cuba is a place in the world that I would love to visit. That's where my grandpa is from. Now I think in Cuba they call grandpa abuelo. That's a Spanish word that means grandpa. He sells frutas and I help him when I visit. Now frutas is another Spanish word. It means fruit. He sings while he sells his fruit. Oh, he sings a song as he sells his fruit. Now, when you're driving by with your family, you might see people on the side of the road here in our town selling fruit. The character in the story has a grandfather who lives in Cuba that does the same thing. So, I can't wait to open it up and read it. But I have some more clues that are going to help us understand what's in our text today. So the first one is a hat. And this looks like a hat an abuelo would wear if he were out in the sun. I wonder if we're going to be somewhere tropical where there's sunshine. Let's look at another clue. We have a basket. What could that have to do with the book? I wonder if something's going to go inside the basket. I have a hunch that is something's going to be in there, but what could it be? Let's keep looking. Oh, we have a map. So we're going to be traveling somewhere in the world. That's a map. Now the person that we're going to be reading about lives somewhere here. I want you to take a look at a map when we're done reading and we'll point it out together. Let's keep looking. Oh, we have some fruit, an orange. I remember in the letter it said that her grandfather sold fruit, so I bet there's fruit in this story. And then there's a rope. Are we going to be tying up fruit? I hope we're not going to be tying up a person. Ooh, what could our story be about? Basket, orange, a hat, a map, rope. One more clue. Let's see. There's some grapes or uvas, and I think there's a special amount. Let's see if we can count how many grapes there are in here. Here's my bunch of grapes, and this is how they grow. Isn't that neat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 grapes. That's a lot of clues, and I know all of these things are going to be put into one story. Are you ready to see what our story is? Here it goes. Da 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 da! Our story is A Song of Frutas, and it was written by Margarita Engel. Now you'll remember the person who writes the story is called the author, and it was illustrated by Sarah Palacios. That's who draws the pictures. Now let's look at the front cover a little bit. We have a little girl and she's smiling and holding up some grapes and an orange. Ooh, those were some of our clues. There's a little dog down here, and this person's wearing a hat. He looks like a grandfather. I wonder if that's abuelo. Let's open up the story and read to find out. Here we go. Oh, I have to tell you this too. I bought this at a special store, and the author signed it right here. This is her signature. Isn't that neat? That doesn't happen very often. To me, authors are like celebrities. Here we go. When we visit Abuelo, I help him sell frutas. We sing the names of each fruit as we walk, our footsteps like drum beats. Do, 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 do. Our hands like maracas. Ch, 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 ch. Shaking bright food shapes while we chant with a rhythm. So there they are, selling their frutas in Cuba. Mango, limón, coco, melón, naranja, toronja, plátano, piña. That's all words in Spanish that mean fruit. Look, here's a coco, that means coconut. And here's a limón, that means lime. Look at how happy our little character looks selling the fruit. Our voices are bridges that reach up to the windows, inviting strangers to look out and become friends. Smiling people perch on balconies listening to our cheerful music. Now, a balcony is a place, like if you live in an apartment or a place where there's 2 stories, you might have a little place where you go outside and look, and it has a railing. That's a balcony. Do you see them here looking out? Let's look here. A few send baskets down on ropes to buy fruit by placing money inside and then waiting until Abuelo sends the basket back up filled with mangoes, lemons, limes, coconuts, melons, oranges, grapefruits, bananas, pineapples. That's where the rope and basket come into play. See, she's lowering the rope with money, and he's going to give her fruit in return. I wish I could buy things like that. Just look, send things out my window and give me back what I ordered. Sometimes people walk along the street beside us arguing about prices. Others sing their own songs trying to sell instead of buy. So look at that's a marketplace. Do our grocery stores or marketplaces look like this? Maybe if you go to a farmer's market, huh? Whenever many lively people are all chanting at the same time, Abuelo el frutero, which means the fruit man, he has to sing even louder. His song is as powerful as an opera star's glorious voice. Fruta, fruta. It's the only way to be heard over the melodies and rhythms of El Tamalero, who sells tamales wrapped in slick green banana leaves, or La Hierbera with her favorite herbs. So there's La Hierbera, and there's the Tamalero. Have you ever had tamales before? There's something from my culture that we eat around the holidays. Okay? There's a man selling sweet potatoes and yams. There's a dancing vendor who offers food, pointy paper cones filled with mani, roasted peanuts that smell like the salty blue sea. Oh, I'm getting hungry. I would love to eat some salted peanuts. Skipped a page here. Oh, this is my favorite person. Can you tell what she sells? She sells dulces or candies. Best of all is La Dulcera, a woman with the voice of an angel who croons so sweetly in praise of those caramelos, chocolates and other delicious candies. Sabroso, tasty. There's some tasty treats. Oh, the person who sold candy in Cuba would be my favorite person too. I think I would follow them around everywhere. What do you think? My favorite visits to Abuelo are on the eve of El Año Nuevo, when everyone wants to buy 12 grapes per person, las uvas, the fruit of each New Year's good luck. So that's something that's unique to Cuban culture. They say that you eat 12 grapes right at midnight for the new year, and it'll bring you good luck. What traditions does your family have? At midnight, I gobble 12 grapes while I make one wish per month for the whole coming year. That's right, because there's 12 months in a year. My last wish is always friendship between countries so that we can visit my abuelo more often. And maybe somehow, someday, he can also fly high and wide across the glittering deep sea to visit us. Each song I hear of New Year's Eve reminds me that soon I'll return to my own home. We're going to find out where she lives. Each time I go to the post office to mail a letter, I feel like I've crossed a bridge between mi abuelo's country and mine. Now here's a clue about where she lives. It says U.S. Post Office. The U.S. is an abbreviation or short for United States. That's where we live. So if you have a map in your home, I want you to look up where that is. It would make me so sad to live far apart from Abuelo if I didn't know that we can sing rhymes back and forth, verses on paper, all our hopeful poems flying like songbirds who glide and soar through wild sky, each syllable un abrazo, a hug made of words. The end, and look, there's some meal. And that's our story. What did you think? Was that a good story? Or maybe not one of your favorites? My favorite part was the candy lady, La Dulcera, because I love sweets. I might go back and read that part again. So of course, I love to read books to you, but my goal is for you to read books to me. So now we're going to practice a foundational skill, which is a skill that you need in order to read books and take apart sounds. So we're going to see what fruits we're going to put in the basket. So here's our basket. Do you remember from the story? What did the people used to do? They used to lower their baskets full of money, and then they used to raise them up full of fruit when the abuelo was selling them in Cuba. So I'm going to write a letter down here, and we're going to find the fruit that starts with that letter. So let me write one down here. All right, I'm going to use a big line and one little curve and one little curve and show you. Ready to see it? What letter is it? A B. Makes the B sound. What fruit starts with B that I can put in my basket? Is it a melon or a banana? Melon or a banana? Banana, that's right. I'm going to put that in my basket. Someone's going to raise it up there. I don't see money though. All right, let me erase this and maybe I'll show you as I write the next letter. Ooh, is it coming off? Here it goes. The next letter is going to be one here. How about, oh, there's a couple that start with this letter. Big line down, line, and big line. Do you recognize what this letter is? It's an M. It makes the sound you make when you're really hungry and eating something delicious. M. Let's look. How about lime? Does that start with M? No. How about coconut? No. How about mango? Let's see. Mango. Yep, I'm making that sound. I'm going to put that in. We'll find one more. Orange? No. Melon. That's right. Melon starts with All right. Now we're going to find one that starts with L. I'm going to make an L with my magic finger. Big line down, little line across. I made that one a little different because L is my special letter for Lara. So let's see if we can find the one that starts with L. Is it coconut? No. How about lime? Yes, that starts with L. L like Lara. In it goes. So let's review the fruits that are in our basket. Banana, lime, melon, and mango. I hope somebody enjoys that in their shopping bag. Now, for our last little segment or bit, we're actually going to go to the project table because we're going to start our art project. Remember, I told you it was going to take 3 days to finish. Whew, that's a lot of work, but worth it. Okay, let's walk over. So here is our project place, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So I wanted to quickly reference these pictures here. Now you'll know from watching Mrs. Reed Wright's Artful Adventures that there's a lot you can do with art and literacy. So I actually borrowed some of these prints from Mrs. Reed Wright. They're called still lifes. Still lifes are like a picture of something, and they're meant to be really realistic. Can you tell what they're a picture or painting of? Fruit, that's right, just like in our story. This one is by Paul Cézanne, and this one's by Wells, Apple in a Hat. So we're going to use these as inspiration to create our own art print. We're going to make a fruit basket. And just like the society where we have lots of different people and things that come together, our fruit basket is going to be filled with different things too. Okay, so we're going to actually make the basket today, and to do that we're going to need brown paper, white paper, any color paper for this part, glue, and some scissors. So you know, I like to do things a little differently, so I'm going to take my brown paper and I'm actually going to tear it. So this is really fun, tearing paper, and it creates a lot of texture. What we're going to create first is our basket. So if you notice, if you look around in your community, not everyone is the same, right? So this basket is going to kind of represent our community. You know, we're all kind of held together by a common thing. We all live together in one space. So let's tear it up. See, I made lots of lines, and actually I made them kind of thick. I'm going to make some thinner ones too. And just kind of tear them down. Let's see here. There we go. Tear, tear, tear. Makes an interesting sound as you go, doesn't it? I don't think this one's very linear. This is more curvy. That's okay, because art is that way. Sometimes you start off thinking you have an idea for something, and then it just doesn't work out. Just got to keep going. Remember, like A Spot of Perseverance, like that book we read? You just keep trying until you get it, and you will get it. Okay, there you go. And it's so interesting. You'll notice if you tear enough paper, if you tear it thin enough, something happens. They start curling up like this. They look like little chocolate curls. I wonder if La Dulcera would sell chocolate that's curly like that. Probably not. Probably sell sugary sweets because chocolate would melt in the Cuban sun. I don't know. You let me know. Okay, I have a few more to go. You tear your paper. This can be really exciting when you do it and see what happens. I get short ones and long ones and all kinds of ways. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start weaving together my basket. So I have a piece of white paper here and some glue, and I'm going to lay down my basket here. Ooh, I made a swirly line with the glue. I'm gonna flip it over, and here's the first part. I'm just gonna put them in rows all the way down. You're gonna see what it looks like. Another swirly line of glue. There's actually a book called Too Much Glue, and it's about a little boy who's very used to putting gobs of glue on his paper. And then when he gets to school, the teacher's like, hey, you can't use that much glue. Glue's expensive. But if you read that story, you'll know what happens. And if not, check it out on the Sora app. It's a good read. Okay, let's do one more. I did 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more to make 5, and then we'll do them across like that. Okay, now we're going to add some more texture by crossing them, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. Just kind of go across certain spots. We're not really weaving it. We're just kind of creating the illusion of a woven basket. Now, there are many different cultures that incorporate weaving into what they do, what they like to do. So if you'd like to read more about that, I know the Native American culture especially does a lot with weaving. I know the Hmong culture as well. Now we're going to be reading a book next week about fry bread, which is a Native American food. And I'm hoping to have somebody come and read to us in traditional dress. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, I'm going to take out some of these pieces because they came a little long. And of course I got glue everywhere because I'm nothing if not messy, but it's okay to be messy. And I've swish it down, and now we're going to cut out our basket. Now you may want to wait until it's a little more dry, but I've done this before. I know that I could. So a basket, if you'll notice and remember from our story, kind of does look like this hat. It has, it's kind of a curve and a big line. It looks like the letter D when you cut it out. So I'm going to do that really quickly here. All the way down. There's my big curve. Okay, and I'm going to put that away here. And then I'm going to make one line across. Notice I'm using my helper hand. And then I'm making my scissors go up and down. So here we go. Here is our basket that we're going to need for tomorrow's project. So if you want to join me and continue to make the project, you'll need some white paper, actually a little longer than this. I'll bring it. We're going to put the basket on, and we're going to create a background and some fruit. So we're going to do it like Cezanne did. We're going to use oil pastels. Now you may not have oil pastels at home because I know I didn't. These were on loan to me, but you can also use crayons or colored pencils, really anything that you'd like and have at your home to be able to follow along and do this art project with me. Looks like we're just about out of time, so I'll sing our ABC song very quickly and then give you a big hug goodbye. So here are my letters. Are you ready to go? We're going to do the short one today. Go. A, B, see you later. Ooh, got some turmeric on there. D, E, F, G, I'm gonna miss ya. H, I have to go now. J, K, bye-bye now. L, M, N, oh, I had a good time. P, Q, are you gonna miss me? S, T, you are my best friend. V, W, X, Y, Z, and you're my very best friend, boys and girls. I hope that I get to see you tomorrow. Now before you go, I want to leave you with a little book recommendation. I went to our local library and I picked up 2 books that you can check out too, that you may want to incorporate as we learn about food and culture. This one is called Crafts of Many Cultures, and it's really neat because it takes you all around the world and it teaches you traditional crafts and art from around the world. Like, look at this one from Morocco. They made a hand. So if you'd like to learn more about our theme this week, check that out, Miniature Paintings from India. Or you can also check out Green is a chili pepper. Green is a chili pepper is a story about colors, but it has lots of different foods that you might find in Cuba or Mexico or other Latin American countries. All right, so make sure you check out those two books. I'm going to leave you with a little homework. Check out a map. Let me know if you can find the United States and Cuba. We'll visit another country tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.